We all have our demons, right? What if this casual phrase that people tend to use in a joking manner was actually justifying the very situations that they're in, and it is keeping them stuck and struggling and away from the peace that they so desperately crave? My friend, if that sounds like you, then I'm going to invite you to watch this video today as we do a deep dive into the war within. Let's go. So right out of the gate, my friends, here's why the phrase, we all have our demons, don't we, is so dangerous to your overall mental and spiritual health. And it really comes down to this one thing, my friend, is that we cannot get rid of the demons if we still enjoy their company. Now, why in the world would I say that we enjoy the company of demons? Why would I say that? Why would I say that we enjoy the company of these demons who keep us miserable, broken, damaged, defeated, depressed, full of anxiety, fear, worry, anger, bitterness? As a matter of fact, you might even be offended that I said that, and that is you. Then I'm going to invite you to watch last week's video. But my friend, the question that we truly have to ask ourselves is this: why do we continue to defend and justify the demons in our lives when there causes so much turmoil, so much chaos, so much disruption, so much conflict in our lives? Well, just a couple thoughts for you to think about, my friends, is number one, we're actually comfortable with our own sin. James chapter 1, verses 14 and 15 says this: "But each one is tempted when, by his own evil desires, he is dragged away and enticed. Then, after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it's full grown, gives birth to death." What the author is saying right here, my friend, is that the enemy knows us. He knows what to tempt us with. He knows our evil most desires. And he's going to put those things right in front of us as a trap, as a snare for us to fall into again and again and again. As a matter of fact, I fell into these same traps and pitfalls again and again and again, following my own selfish ambition. So the enemy would always place those traps in front of me as I chase the desires of my own flesh, chasing success, chasing women, partying it up with alcohol, so that I could simply elevate myself to this status that I want other people to perceive of me. You see, I was caught up in my own sinful nature. I was feeding the desires of my flesh. I was entertaining the demons all along the way. And although it seemed like fun at the time, all I was really doing was giving them a foothold, a stronghold in my life, so that in due time they could actually take me down. And my friend, let's give the credit to the demons where credit is actually due. Let's give credit to our enemy where credit is actually due. He is a master at deception. He is a master of lies. He's actually referred to as the father of lies. And he is playing chess while too often us as Christians are playing checkers. But he doesn't have full authority over you, my friends. As a matter of fact, he should have no authority over you. But before we jump into that, here's the second reason that we tend to entertain and justify the demons. And that is because we have become comfortable with them. Now hold up. I'm in this pain, I'm in this turmoil, I'm in this chaos, I'm in this depression, I'm in this anxiety, I'm in this fear. Why would I say that we are comfortable with them? It is because it is a territory that you know. Despite the pain that you might be in, you have been able to numb some of this pain. And if you were to step outside of this comfort zone that you are actually in, even though it's a place of turmoil, even though it's a place of chaos, even though it's a place of depression, anxiety, fear, and all of the other labels that come along with it, it's still a territory that you know. You know how to deal with it. You know how to cope with it. And it also gives you a position, a platform, if you will, for people to listen to you and your story and your misery. As they say, misery loves company, right? And so what we tend to do is, because we're stuck in our own misery, we want everybody to see poor, pitiful me. We seek the attention that our misery actually brings to us. And my friend, I am not throwing stones at you. I am not preaching at you. I am not telling you anything that I did not experience for myself. Wallowing in my own pain, wallowing in my own misery, wallowing in my own self-defeat, wallowing in my own inner struggles. I got to hold on to all the lies and the stories that were going on within and justify my position of, they don't get me anyway, they don't understand me, they don't appreciate me. See, I made everybody else the enemy rather than recognizing the enemy within. And so everybody else was the problem. I wasn't the problem. Everybody else was. And I was comfortable with that. I was comfortable with that story. I was comfortable with that position. I was comfortable in that place, even though I was filled with misery, pain, turmoil. And the third reason for this simple video, my friend, it is because it has become your identity. Have you ever labeled yourself as, I'm just an anxious person? Well, I'm just depressed. Well, I'm just this. Well, I'm just that. Those things have become your identity. And if we keep labeling ourselves as that identity, you will never be able to detach yourself from it. You're going to continue to live the identity that you hold. You're going to continue to live the identity that you believe in. But that is not the life that Jesus Christ would have for you, my friend. In Ephesians chapter 4, starting with verse 22, it says this: you were taught with regard to your former way of life, to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. My friend, if your identity is still caught up in your misery, in your pain, with the demons and the labels that you are putting on yourself, yet you claim to be a follower of Jesus Christ, yet you claim to be a born-again Christian, or maybe you haven't made that declaration yet, I'm going to invite you right here and now, my friend, that it's time to put away the old self. It's time to get rid of the labels. It's time to get rid of that false old identity and start adopting the identity that Christ has placed on you, has covered you with, to be God-like, just as Paul wrote here to the Ephesians. A new identity of holiness and righteousness and strength. An identity that no longer entertains the demons. An identity that is made new in attitude in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. My friend, I hope that this video truly served you today. If you need any extra help with any of this, check out the description below for some free resources. But my final thoughts for you today is this, my friend. If you're caught up in despair, fear, worry, anxiety, depression, wrestling with the war within, whether you have accepted Christ or you have not, and by the way, if you have not, please get into the description below and find the video, what salvation actually is. But if you are wrestling with the war within, know this: the enemy is on the prowl and he is looking for someone to devour. He is a tempter who is crafty and really good at what he does. And he'll make sin look so good and so pleasing and so desirable, just like he did in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. He hasn't changed his tactics. He hasn't changed his ways. He just knows the snares, the traps to lay before you with your own desires, with your own temptations. He knows how to build those beliefs that you will hold on to so tightly that you will defend the demons to the bitter end. But Jesus Christ has come to break all of those chains, my friend. You just need to seek him, you need to follow him, and you need to learn his truth. Not just learn his truth, but apply his truth into your day-to-day life. We all carry our demons, right? Nope. I carry the victory, the salvation, and the strength of Christ who resides in me. And I want the same for you, my friend. Again, if you need any extra help, check out the resources in the description below. God bless you, my friend. Stay strong and rooted in Christ. I'll see you in the next video.